All right, friends, here we are factoring. So I want to share with you an idea. So I want to show you, this is what we've been doing, right? So let me just start with this. Okay. All right. So how would we do this? Okay. So this is in factored form. Okay. So how would we normally have gotten this? We would rainbow it, right? So x times x is x squared, right? Sorry if this is blurring every time. And x times 3 is 3x. There. How's that if I do that? Oh, that's better. Okay. And 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times 3 is 18. Okay. So if you stop and really think about this for a second. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in, but a little bit hard. Okay. If you think about where these pieces come from, as far as each piece, you'll see that this piece and this piece give you your x squared, right? Okay. This and this. So this is really from the first, okay? This piece is coming from the x and the 3 to give you the 3x. So the outsides, 6 and x are coming from the inside piece. And the 6 and the 3 are coming from the last piece. So notice that 6 times 3 gives you 18. But notice what happens with 3x plus 6x. Well, we know that this eventually can add to plus 9x plus 18. Sorry, I'm going to pop back out so that we're not... Okay. So notice that this part here is, this middle part is the part that's really being added. I like to call that the OI part. And the last number is really the factoring pair. Okay. That's coming from the product. So what I'm asking you to do in this section is now start out with this and factor into, okay, this is in standard form, okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to come up with 2 parentheses. Okay, well, what needs to go in the first spot? What times what gives you x squared? Well, that's easy. Okay. And if this is positive, this is also positive, then both of these have to also be positive. Okay. And then remember, this number multiplies to give me 18, but yet needs to add up to give me 9. So let me think of all my factors of 18. Let's see. 9 and 2, right? But 9 plus 2 gives me 11. Okay, so that's not going to work, is it? How about 1 and 18? Oh, those added up gives me 19. Nope, that's not going to work. How about 6 plus 3? That gives me 9. Bingo! So then you know that that's got to be the correct factor. So a 6 and a 3. So what I like to do is I always like to check the OI. Okay? If you think about it, 6 times x is 6x. X times 3 is 3x. And do those make 9x? They do. So I'm all set. So my factored form is x plus 6 and x plus 3. And remember, we actually talked about, now that that's factored form, we can use the set it equal to 0 property. Okay, well, let's do this one. All right. Well, I want to take you from factored, and I want to I want to show you both ways, okay? So x times x is x squared. All right, I'm going to use, oh shoot, I used the different colors. I'm so sorry on that. All right, I'm going to go back to orange. My bad. All right, here we go. 6 times x. Oh, wait. Oh, so sorry. X times -5 is -5x. Here we go. Now, 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times -5 is -30. Okay. All right, here's my OI. Okay. So what's happening here? Well, one is a negative and one is a positive. Okay, so what's -5 plus 6? Well, that's a positive 1x. Okay, so let's think about this. 6 times 5 still gives me 30, but these two, one is positive, one is negative. So because it's one positive, one negative, the bigger number went with the positive. Okay, so now let's go backwards. Okay, this is in standard form. So let's think about this. Okay, so I'm going to cover this up for a second. See if you can remember. All right, what needs to go in the front? You're right, an x and an x. Okay, because one is plus and one is minus, and this ends up being negative. One's got to be plus, one's got to be minus. And it doesn't matter where you put it, but I'm going to put them just like that. Okay? All right, now, factors. So this is a 1 in front of this, right? So if one's a plus, one's a minus, they're going to have to subtract, right? So what are my factors of 30? Let's see, I'm always going to put, so 30 and 1, but 30 minus 1 is 29, so that's not going to work. How about 10 and 3? But 10 minus 3 gives me 7. That's not going to work. Let's see, anything else with 30? Oh yeah, 6 and 5. 6 and 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bingo. Notice I always put the bigger number because I want a positive. So I want to put the 6 here and the 5 here so that I can check. 6 times x is 6x. X times -5 is -5x. And that gives me 1x, which is what I want. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Let's do x minus 7, x plus 4. Okay. All right, here we go. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. -7 times x is -7x, and -7 times 4 is -28. All right, so let's see what happens here. Okay, and then when we add these, positive 4, -7 gives me a -3x minus 28. So you'll notice the bigger number went with the negative, which gave us a negative here. Okay, so what we're practicing in this section is we're going backwards. All right, here we go, factored form. Okay, x. Now, what we've really got to work on, so because it's two negatives, I still have to have a plus and a minus. Here's why. 2 negatives would give me a positive back here, and I can't have that. I know that a positive times a negative. So they're going to have to be subtraction again. So factors of 28. Let's see. 14 and 2, but subtracted gives me 12. 28 and 1, that's not going to work. 7 and 4, does that give me 3? Okay. Now, I take my bigger number. I want it to go with the negative because the negative has to be bigger. Okay. So let's check your OI. 4 times x is 4x, and x times a negative 7 is negative 7x, and that gives me negative 3x. Is that what I want? Yes. Okay, very last one. X minus 2 and x minus 2. I'll just make it the same thing, okay? So watch what happens. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times a negative 2 is a positive 4. Look what happens here. But these don't cancel out. Look at what happens. These add up. They're the same sign. So this is actually the same concept really as the very top. So when you come over here and you go to factor, when you notice, I'm going to highlight this in green. When you notice a negative, but a negative gives you a positive, the same sign has to happen here. So we have an x here and an x here and a minus because 2 negatives make a positive. So what 2 factors add up, multiply to give you 4 and add up to give you 4? Well, I could do 4 and 1, but 4 plus 1 is 5, so it's got to be 2. Okay? So again, do a quick check, less than 10 seconds. Negative 2x and x times a negative 2 is negative 2x, and that gives you a negative 4. Bingo, all set.